Harburg takes a snap, handoff, Rhule, and an end-around handoff. Johnson there, left, sweeps the edge. Trickery to perfection. Touchdown. At the Husker 30, snap back to Egley. It's blocked. Con blocked it. It's picked up. Carter Nelson. Touchdown, Huskers. They came right at it. Giles back to throw. Avalanche upon and sacked. Elijah Judy staples him down to the earth. Snap from under center, handoff Johnson, swerves right to the numbers, 20, 15, 10, foot race, touchdown, Huskers! Breaks an ankle tackle, there he goes, Hunter 40, 35, 30, Hunter all the way! That just might be your dagger!
Those were the high-V sounds of the game as the Huskers moved to 4-1 on the season, picking up their first Big Ten Conference win, 38-27, the final over the Spartans of Michigan State. Hey, everybody, with the head coach Matt Rhule, I'm Jessica Cootie as we welcome you into the Husker Football Show. Coach, these wins are not always going to be easy and pretty, and your guys really battled for that one.
Yeah, that's a typical Big Ten game, you know. The weather was a factor. Our crowd did a great job. You know, we had some crowd noise that they had to deal with. But we battled. The defense hung in there. The offense, you know, they had 100 yards in the third quarter, 100 yards in the fourth quarter, and made the plays in the fourth quarter to win the game. So special teams were elite.
When you watched the film, what did you take away from this one?
That even in the times where we were struggling a little bit, I showed the guys like all the plays that were there, and it's a missed block here, it's a miscommunication there, it's a missed tackle here, and so sort of the same message coming out of the last game. Just keep improving to get better at those things. But when you put it all together, you know, you explode for a 17-point fourth quarter and put the game away.
It was hot and windy. Certainly didn't feel like October out there.
No, it was great that we were in the shade and they had to be in the sun. But yeah, the wind was definitely a factor. You know, even for Archie, you know, punting the ball one direction, you know, really struggled getting the ball up into the wind. But that same wind did help us then on the kickoff, that we were able to get the ball back. So it's part of playing in Lincoln. It's part of, you know, it's part of the elements of being here in the Midwest, and we love it.
I was going to say, probably won't be the last time you have to battle the wind.
No.
All right, got to get to a break. Coming up next, we'll dive into all the action from the first half. Keep it here on the Husker Football Show, presented by Medica. Welcome back to the Husker Football Show, presented by Medica. All right, we picked things up here in the first half action. Michigan State wins the toss, and they want the ball to start this one, so your defense is on the field first. And gets off. Your guys get off to a great start. Here's a sack by Javen Wright-Williams-Warnari and forces a 3-and-out.
That was a great play. You know, we knew they would probably cut us in pass pro, and Javen leapt up over the top, really played one of his best games.
A couple first downs here. That was to Luke Lindenmeyer, and Emmett Johnson finds a lane, 14 yards, and you're inside the 10-yard line. And what a play call here, and beautifully executed by your guys. Yeah,
they worked on all week. They had fun. You know, you can see Heinrich and Dylan how much they, you know, chemistry they have together, and you know, we've been trying to work on scoring touchdowns down inside the 10-yard line, put that in, and they executed it.
7-0, Nebraska takes the lead, and then pass is complete here, but your black shirt's swarming, so it forces another punt, and this was spoken into existence by your guys.
Yeah, well, and it was worked into existence too. I mean, I think you know, Jameer worked on it all week. He got there so fast he didn't even block it with his hands, you know, blocked it with his legs, and Carter gets in the end zone. So great plan by Eck, and but more importantly, great job by the fellas to go make the play.
Elijah Judy on the sack there, and then Aiden Childs able to complete this, but pass interference gives them another shot at downs, and this is the first passing touchdown that your defense has given up all season.
Yeah, a little miscommunication. As I said to our guys, you know, the only way that they were able to get open against us was when we just didn't cover them on that play, and there was one other one later. So great job by the secondary. Unfortunately, turned that one loose.
So forces another punt here, and Ja'Cory Barney just absolutely, he's been close all year long. This unit, you can tell they take a lot of pride in this 57-yard return here as a career long by Ja'Cory.
Yeah, Ja'Cory's, you can see him there. He's not trying to go out of bounds. The guys love him, they believe in him, and he's one of the best in the country at doing it, if not the best.
Couple of sacks on this possession, and you can't capitalize on the field possession.
Yeah, we had great field position the whole second quarter, and just never, ever quite made anything out of it. Get the interception here by Deshaun. We need to come away with points in these situations.
The defense just kept responding, though. Here's Emmett Johnson, the reception. He had 6 receptions on the day, and then Isaiah Mosey going to get a carry here.
Yeah, again, you know, you see the talent of the young back. They're able to run through contact, and just unfortunate, like I said, that we were able to come away with points. But that's the game of football. You just keep playing.
Under 90 seconds to play here in the first half. This one's tipped, nearly intercepted by Vincent Schaefer's. But on 3rd and 7, this one is intercepted. His second interception of the day for Deshaun Singleton, your captain.
Yeah, and I'm really, really pleased with the pass rush. I thought Waneri, Cam Lenhart, or Judy, Petschok, Deshaun McCullough, I thought we got the most production we've gotten out of the front four because we were able to take away the run and force them to have to throw.
Pass complete here to Carter Nelson with 33 seconds left. A penalty pushes you back 15 yards, and on 3rd and 16, Emmett just not quite enough here for the first down.
Yeah, really disappointed in the penalty. We're one of the least penalized teams in the country, and had a 15-yarder. It's unacceptable to end the half with that.
Michigan State takes the knee, and you guys take a 14-7 lead into half. But your offense, it was like 40 minutes without the ball, and just really couldn't go in there at the end of that half.
Yeah, only 9 plays in the first quarter. You're up 14-0, which you feel great about, but really didn't have a lot of rhythm, didn't have a lot of tempo to what we were doing. Weren't able to put things together. And it took us a while, as you can see, to then kind of get that thing going at the end of the third quarter.
All right, we're back with second half action coming up after this. That was a look at Inside the Numbers presented by I. Bailey's. We welcome you back to the Husker Football Show. Time now for second half action, and Nebraska with the ball to start the second half, going into the wind here to start the second half. Yeah,
we anticipated that we would have the win in the third and not in the fourth, which they chose not to do, which was great for us. We wanted to have the win.
Isaiah Hunter there with he finished with 93 yards and 4 receptions. He's a strong guy, fights for every yard.
Yeah, he's a competitor.
Emmett Johnson there with a 4-yard pickup, but you punt here on the first drive, and Michigan State on their first drive, tackle for loss there for Vincent Schaefer's. He's so fun to watch.
Yeah, he's a great one to watch, and we knew coming into the game that Childs would be, he would be the guy that took over in crucial situations, and he made key plays here when it mattered.
How about the day of Javen Wright, though? 10 tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss.
That's special. Between he and Deshaun, I think one area as well, some of our guys played their best football.
So here's later in the drive, 4th and 4, Michigan State goes for it, and Aiden Childs gets in to tie it up at 14. Rare for Dylan this season. He throws the interception there on 1st and 10.
Yeah, they did a nice job. The guy came out of the front side of coverage, backside, read the quarterback size, and made the play. They were able to drive the ball down. So really, the fake punt leads to 7, and then the interception leads to 7. So 2 short fields. But our guys didn't panic.
Michigan State up 21-14, but your offense going to respond here. Wide open, Ja'Cory Barney, push out of bounds at the 30, 45-yard reception. Yeah,
a great job by Luke Lindemeyer with a key block there, and then Emmett, getting downhill again, the same play we ran earlier, and he's able to get to the end zone.
23-yard touchdown here as we take a second look at it. Great blocking by your O-line there to get him some space.
Yeah, Emmett's doing a great job. I think he's second in the Big Ten in rushing right now. So it's just excited to see him do. Excuse me, third in the Big Ten in rushing. He's doing a great job.
Ties it all back up at 21, and then on the kickoff, it's fumbled. And look at the guys in red. Mekhi Nelson ends up on the recovery. Happy birthday, Mike Eckler.
Yeah, no, he told me about 10 times on the sideline it was his birthday. He was so excited. But that's the energy that our guys feed off of. They love playing for him. The great job that he does. This is a great play by Emmett. They cover it. He just outworks them, and then they get the 15-yarder on top of it.
So you send out the field goal unit here. John Hull on to kick the 27-yard field goal, and that gives you guys back the lead 24-21. Defense forces another 3 and out here, so it gives your offense back the ball. And again, to Isaiah Hunter, what did you like about the matchup here with him?
Well, he was just in a rhythm, and the great thing about the whole situation was, it's complementary football. We had the punt return called back, but we're playing, kick the field goal, play great defense, get the ball back, offense gets it moving. Playing the field position game now with the lead. Defense has to get a stop.
So a punt by Archie Wilson puts him inside the 10, and a heavy dose of Andrew Marshall here. He's on the stop there, and a great tackle here. What an addition he's been for you guys.
And he's so serious. He's so locked in. He's just fun to be around. He's a great player.
So again, here is Isaiah Hunter. He loses his shoe, does not stop him, up the sideline, 59-yard score, 31-21 Nebraska. As we take a second look, and Isaiah had a lot of love for the offensive line on the sideline after this one.
Unbelievable block by Justin Evans. I mean, he just laid somebody out. Gunnar Gatula on the backside. Everyone did their job at a really high level, and that's what allows plays like that to happen.
Defense dialing up the pressure here. Giles can escape, but not going to. Guys get him to the ground. And Williams and Ari with another sack.
Yeah, I love the effort on the play, and then Cam shows up big when it's needed.
4 sacks, a season high for your defense.
Yeah, we got into a situation where we were able to stop the run, force them to have to throw, and got the lead. And always fun when you can come out there and have 6 offensive linemen, two more tight ends, and run the ball down someone's throat.
Third touchdown by Emmett Johnson makes it 38-21. Michigan State will tack one on here. Your guys weren't happy about that.
No, we shouldn't be. That wasn't the standard to finish it like that. But good fourth quarter. Would love to have had the fourth quarter shut out, but the guys made the plays they had to.
38-27, the final, in Nebraska with the win. We got to get to a break coming up next. It's time for this week's Corn-Husker Conversation. We hear from the running back, Emmett Johnson. Welcome back to the Husker Football Show. It's time for our Corn-Husker Conversation presented by Woodhouse. This week, we hear from the running back, Emmett Johnson.
I would always just tell my mom in high school, I would just tell her every single day, like you're not gonna have to pay for me to go to college. Like, that's my whole goal.
The term humble beginnings, we believe we had is nothing compared to the humble beginnings they had. Words can't really explain, the sacrifices they've made for us.
It makes me proud as a mother to see him doing what he loved doing.
It's a story that, I don't really like talking about as much, but it's something that motivates me every single day just to go hard for them, because I know how much they've sacrificed for me their whole life. I was 8 years old when I first started playing sports. My parents didn't really know much about it. It was tough for them to kind of just watch us, and we're just trying out sports. We're trying out football, basketball, baseball. We didn't know what was gonna end up happening.
When it's football season, they call him Green Machine on the football field. That's around 6 years old, he and his older brother.
To be very honest with you, when he decided to stick with the football thing, it didn't go down well with us, because we're like, you're gonna be crashing to people, especially with her. It was, no, why football, why football? And I was like, well, if that's what he wants to do, go for it.
On the football field, I think it's 2 different people. He's trying to annihilate you.
If they're gonna beat a team, he wanted to beat them bad. He's always been very competitive.
It was my senior year, December of my senior year, when Nebraska was my only Power 5 scholarship that I got. And so, if you can ask all my high school friends, I was just super focused on just not having them pay for college, and whether if it was basketball or football. I came on my visit. For me, I kind of just wanted one opportunity to play on the big stage, and I know that this fan base was going to be an amazing chance for me to do that. And so I got offered a scholarship, and then from there on, I've been here, and I've been loving every second of it.
He really felt the most at home when he came here.
I knew right away, because when he got here, he was like, oh yeah, we're Big Ten, these fans are here, I get to focus on just football. It was a perfect place for him because he got to do his job.
I'm glad that Emmett is here. He's among, his teammates that he take as part of his family, like his brothers.
Matt Rhule's meant a lot to me and his coaching staff, man. Just taking me in, when he first got here, it's a true brotherhood that he's brought into us here. I have a lot of respect for that, and just the fact that he's been giving us the opportunity to be more vocal and share our stories and do things like this. So I have a lot of respect for him for that.
We got to learn that, he's a family person too. So we love him, and we're grateful that he loves Emmett and he's here. And we love Nebraska. So he's done good things for the program, and I know there's more to come. I'm glad that he feels like family and he's happy here.
They're really happy for me, and I'm proud that I can share this experience with them now and be able to tell their story. Just remembering what they went through and how tough-minded they are, I think that's something I take for me onto the football field, is that every single time I'm out there, I'm trying to just give it all that I can.
It just comes back to humble beginnings, man. He never forgets where he's come from. He knows that he was once that kid too.
I know that there's somebody or a little kid with a dream that wants to be in this position, and I just know that I can't take anything in life for granted after what they've been through in their life. Just them going through that alone, I don't have any thing that really affects me mentally, because I know that people are going through way worse things, and I'm blessed to be in this position. So I'm gonna make the most out of every opportunity that I get. Just trusting the Lord and honor him through football.
Emmett Johnson has a chance. Touchdown, Nebraska!
Can't wait for him to dominate the whole season. So looking forward for that.
With Emmett, don't be surprised with anything, because he makes those big time plays. Just
don't be surprised. That's all I can say.
I would say to God be the glory. We didn't do anything. It's just the grace or the goodness of God that got Emmett to where he is right now.
He wanted to do the best for his team. He wanted his team to succeed, and he loved the game.
Like I said, I always wanted to help the team be successful, and that was like my main goal. So I knew that my time would come eventually, and God had a plan for me. So I just kept working at that.
Special player, special story, an incredible family journey. I know you guys are really thankful to have Emmett Johnson and his family a part of this program.
No doubt. And I think the biggest thing with Emmett is he's an elite teammate. He's an elite person. He lives a life of gratitude, of discipline. And, he's 17th in the country right now in yards from scrimmage. He's third in the Big Ten in rushing. All the great things he does as a human also translate on the field, and that's fun to be a part of.
Yeah, so deserving for sure. All right, we got to get to a break. We're back to wrap up the show next. Welcome back. Final segment here of the Husker Football Show presented by Medica. Up next for Nebraska, 2:30 on the road at Maryland. First time on the road since Kansas City, which doesn't really count, right? But what does this matchup look like?
Well, they're an excellent football team. They too are 4-1. They had a 20-point lead last week that Washington was able to come back and kind of similar to us. Played really well in the fourth quarter and won the football game. Outstanding young freshman quarterback, 5-star recruit Malik Washington, and dynamic passing offense. But they have a great defense, so it'll be quite the challenge for us as we head out on the road, and we're excited for it.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to do it for us. We'll be back again next week here to break it all down for you on the Husker Football Show presented by Medica. Thanks for watching.